All right, so about to go live, have a discussion about Canelo Alvarez with I forget the guy's name. Bucks are plenty. Bucks are plenty. He got a lot of bucks. And we're going to talk about Canelo. He feels that Canelo is ducking slick fighters. I don't. We're going to have a discussion about it. And yeah, man. And you know, I already sent him the link, so he should be joining the panel shortly. If he doesn't, I'm going to close this live early and take a nap because that's literally what I was about to do. And yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Same old stuff, you know what I mean? I was goody Leo, que lo que, Rob was good, Kent in the building. Y'all already know. Yeah, slick fighters, bro. Slick. Shoulder roll. Shoulder roll jab. Shoulder roll jab. I thought Caleb Plant was supposed to be slick. Ain't that what they were saying about Caleb Plant ahead of the fight? I seen mad people saying that. He was supposed to be slick. I said, any guy rolling punches off his shoulder to get bruises on the side of his head ain't slick. All right, everyone, this is Brandon Johnston. I was with him.
All right, so look, bro. Before we even go anywhere, let's be clear about what both of us started from. Let's be very clear so no one gets on here talking shit. I don't want to hear none of that gay, weird shit people like to do when you don't agree with them. I kind of got off my point a little because I said shit to you that was mildly insulting. I want to apologize as a man for that. Now let's go from there. So when we're talking about Canelo and Triple G and Charlo and Andre, this isn't like Bivol or Benavidez who have just got into the conversation. So first of all, I will never disrespect Bivol, Benavidez, and act like they're some slouches. No, they're fucking not. That's stupid to say. I am not so up anyone's ass that I don't grasp that. A Bivol fight is a good fight. A Benavidez fight is a good fight. But Canelo was at 54. He was at 60. And these guys just said they were moving up. Now you're fighting Bivol again. You're moving up again when all that's left is Charlo and Andre. And my point is this. I understand what you're saying, and I agree with. That's why I started getting annoyed, because I was agreeing with you saying Charlo has not fought anybody as of late. This is true. But what we're not going to do is act like he didn't kick Deryevchenko's ass. And Deryevchenko fought Triple G and Jacobs, which validates that fight as a good win off top. We can't even act like that isn't a good win. Okay, we know that Montiel was Charlo looked terrible in that fight. And that was a terrible, even trying to fight him. But what he was trying to do was get a Munguia fight. Let's be real. He wanted to make Montiel look bad, or worse than Munguia made him look. And then he'd call out Munguia or something. Let's be real. Munguia is also ducking a lot of people. So Charlo and Andre really don't have anywhere to go outside of kind of like hoping Canelo goes at them, which is stupid as fuck. Mind you, I agreed with you. That's stupid as fuck. That's dumb as fuck. It is very dumb that I believe Charlo is waiting for a fight with Canelo more than Andre. Now, when it comes to Andre, I want this to be 1,000% clear. I believe Canelo is ducking him purposefully. Why do I believe this? Because Andre possesses a style that bothers Canelo. And I'm not saying Canelo will never fight him. But what Canelo doesn't want to do is be forced to fight Andre under a certain circumstance and lose. That's what I believe. I believe he doesn't want to go through the gauntlet of Benavidez, Charlo, and Andre. And that's smart. That's not stupid. But what we're not going to do is act like he's unbeatable. He's so fucking great. And he won't even say, I'll kick their ass. If he'll say, like, I will beat them easily, just let them get to the top of the hill. If he says shit like that, it'd be more respectable. But he's talking.
Hey, no, you gotta let me in the conversation, bro, because you've been going on for like 5 minutes. You gotta let me in the
you don't have a good attention span. We're men. We should have good attention spans.
You got a good attention span. I heard you.
That's what I'm saying. So basically, you can't keep up.
Oh no, I could keep up just fine, but you dominate the conversation. I haven't even had the chance to talk yet, bro.
Okay, so go ahead. Say something. You're not going to respond to what I said. You want to talk. Okay, go ahead.
I am going to respond to what you said. You're not giving me the chance to.
Well, you interrupted me, and it's kind of annoying, but go ahead.
Okay, now you said Sergey Deryevchenko was a good one. No, it was.
Yes, it was.
No, did I interrupt you at any point while you were talking? Am I going to have to get a mediator?
You said let me talk.
Am I going to have to get a mediator? Like, do we gotta time this, or are we gonna act like adults? Because you just carried on for like 5 minutes non-stop.
Okay, well, let's actually get to your point. I'm listening now.
Okay, now Sergey Derevianchenko wasn't a good one. He was coming off a year of inactivity, a loss, a hard 12-round fight where he was dropped by Gennady Golovkin. At the time that Charlo willfully took that fight, there was an offer on the table for him, which he acknowledged on camera, to fight Demetrius Andrade. Compared to fighting Sergey Derevianchenko off a loss and a year inactivity, why didn't he just fight Demetrius Andrade?
Because he's ducking him. That we acknowledge that.
Okay, so you acknowledge.
We started off acknowledging that. I said he was ducking. He could have fought Andrade. He could have fought multiple people.
Okay, now, dog, you got to let me talk. You got to talk
on the table. I've been said that.
You got to talk for 5 minutes uninterrupted.
You just asked me a question.
It's my turn, though. But it's my turn. But it's my turn. That's all I'm saying. It's my turn. Now, when you talk about Benavidez, you talk about Charlo. These is guys that don't bring a belt for Canelo to win. That's what stands out.
As of now.
They didn't before. When did they?
Okay.
Now, so, Roberto Diaz.
Bro, right?
You said you're going to be an adult, man. I ain't here to shout over you.
You just asked the question. You acting like a female right now. You asking
questions
like
a female right now. Every time I try to talk,
you're stopping me from asking. You asking questions and you're stopping me from asking.
I'm not going to have to mute you. I didn't ask you a question.
You acting like a female.
I didn't ask
you like a fucking female.
I didn't ask you a question.
Yes, you fucking did.
You brought up Geopolitical.
You said when they had a belt. You said when they had a belt. You said when they had a belt. That ain't a question.
All right, bro.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I got you. All right, now, when Charlo had a belt and Canelo Alvarez had a belt in the same weight class, this is when Roberto Diaz and Oscar De La Hoya said they made an offer for Geopolitical Charlo, and that offer was rejected. Because you don't want to believe that, don't change that they said that. They both said that. And that's not the only time we heard that about Jamal. Eddie Hearn said the same shit. Different promoter, different fighter, same story. You look at Charlo with his own stablemate, David Benavidez. In 2020, March of 2020, he said he would move up in weight and fight that guy. He still hasn't done that. So we've established that Geopolitical Charlo don't want to fight. He gonna leave. He gonna leave because he can't shout over me. We've established that Geopolitical Charlo's getting offers from people to fight, whether it's 160 or 168. He's not fighting none of these people. So where do you get that Canelo Alvarez is avoiding him? It doesn't make sense. Yeah, he dipped. He got up out of here. He left. I ain't kick him out. I ain't kick him out. He left. Because apparently he need to talk for 5 minutes straight. But I can't talk without being interrupted. Everybody know what time it is with them fighters, if I'm being honest. Everybody know what time it is with them guys, bro. You've been in that division for 5 years, man. You haven't unified anything, and it's not because you haven't gotten offers to unify. You have. Yeah, he left. Like, I ain't kick him out. My hands was here. He left. You know what I mean? Like he made a whole production, a whole thing. And as soon as I start talking, he start trying to cut me off. Like, Brody, you was just talking for like 5 minutes. What's goody Punch? What's goody Sawab? What's goody Sergio? And the other thing is you don't see me hiding and shit. Like, bro, what I got to hide for? I'm about to hit the Twitter. Listen, man, I know you watching. Everybody see what you're doing. So if this is your ploy to try to seem more convincing, everybody, all the 72 people that's in here right now see that you want to talk over everybody. Not only do you want to monopolize the conversation, as soon as I start talking, you cutting me off. I thought you said you want to be an adult. I was goody. Wake up. Appreciate that. Let's acknowledge. I ain't going to do that. Look, you could do that. She's a very pretty lady. She's very in shape and all of that. But I can't do that. I'll be interviewing these people. I can't be talking like that. That's not appropriate. Nah, Caleb ain't slick. They just call him Sweet Hands because he eats a lot. Yeah, B, like what's going on here, man? Like, yo, man, this is what I said this shit on Twitter that like, yo, I ain't into the shouting over or whatever. You know what you doing. You just spent 5 minutes talking nonstop without catching a breath. As soon as I start talking, you try to cut me off. I can't pay for all your content, but I hope this helps. I appreciate that, Ken. I appreciate that. You know what I mean? Open the gates, always a pleasure. Thank you. I appreciate that. You know what I mean? I might have to bring a mediator. Does somebody want to step in and mediate and allow us a designated time to talk? Because near as I could tell, he's trying to monopolize the conversation. Like, dog, you was just talking for like 5 minutes. When do I get to talk? I heard you already. That shit, doing that and then leaving and bailing, that's not convincing, bro. That tell me that you just want to be heard, but you don't want to hear nothing that is gonna make you uncomfortable. That's what that tell me, because I ain't gotta dip out, bro. I was gonna take a nap. I was gonna go to sleep before this shit and start working on the next episode of the relay. I was gonna go to sleep. Look. This him right now. I sent them the link. Hold on, let me fuck with the brightness. I sent them the link. This him right now. Making excuses. I don't got time for, yo, dog, I'm almost 40 fucking years old, bro. I don't got time for this childish ass shit. I'm not joining unless it's someone who's not a Canelo. Brody, who the fuck is it that you expect to talk to? I didn't even say nothing yet. This, I'm telling you, this the type of what poo butt ass shit. This dude asked for a debate. I'm like, I bet, I got you. I'm gonna shoot you the link right now. Who raises these dudes, B? Like, yo, how you turned out like that? This him right here. This is him. This is me sending him the link. That's the link that I sent him. That's the link. And this is him writing paragraphs in the DM. Like, what the fuck? Like, yo, who the fuck raised you, man? Argue with Ring at your peril. I'll mediate. Yeah, matter of fact, you want to mediate? I'll let you mediate, Jay. You mediate. I'm gonna get a mediator so you don't talk over me. I know he's still watching because I see he's still typing. Like, I ain't even say nothing. Like, watch that shit back. I ain't even get the chance to talk. Appreciate that, James Jackson. I appreciate that, Sophia. You know what I mean? Like, I really ain't even get a chance to talk. When you play this back, you're going to see this man carried on for a full 5 minutes. I ain't say shit, ain't interrupt. I'm hearing him. Soon as I start talking, he getting his feel. You act like female. Brody, I ain't the one hiding behind a Google stock image. I don't got, ain't nobody out. You acting like a female because you mad emotional. All right? You could click the link. Ain't nobody hooping and hollering but you. I didn't talk, right, Tavern? I didn't even talk. I didn't say nothing. I'm like, yo, I'm about to talk or I'm trying to talk. I'm going to get a mediator so you, and I just sent them that. I'm going to get a mediator so you don't talk over me. You ask me a fucking question. Click the link, bro. I'm about to post it again. See, I posted it again. He don't want to click it. He's scared to come on. Why you scared, yo? Playing games, yo. I'll tell you what. I'm about to do my Bill Cosby reverse psychology shit. You don't got the heart to click that link again. You really don't. We know it. When people watch this back, that's what they gonna see. You don't have the heart to click that link again. You don't. I'm here. I ain't hiding behind nothing. Ain't no Google stock image. Ain't none of that. I'm not hiding behind shit. I'm right here. Cooling. I was about to take a nap. I'm sleepy as shit. You don't have the heart to click that link again. You don't. You know what I mean? Let me read these super chats. Read these super duper chats, oopa duper. You know what I mean? And look, he quiet now. He quiet. I'm live right now, B. I'm live right now. There's the link. Everybody can see. I tell you no lies. I'm not a person that likes to lie about anything. I sent the link. You don't got the heart to click that link again. You don't. You and I both know it. You don't. You will not click that link again. It's not in you to do that. Bang, he did it. It worked. All right, bang. Okay, now we're going to do this with some parliamentary procedure because I heard all of your talking points. You have to give me a chance to address them since you're making so many of them in sequence. You have to let me address them. Now, one, you brought up Charlo. You're saying you agree with my contention that he's not fighting anyone. Yes, I know. But what you said on Twitter, or at least what you asked me, was why is it that Canelo's ducking slick fighters? And I brought up how Canelo's fought more slick fighters than Charlo. Near as I could tell, is Charlo ducking slick fighters.
All right, you want me to talk now?
It's your turn.
Okay, so I agreed with you on the sentiments of him ducking slick fighters, right? Charlo isn't my concern at all because he isn't the guy who's the top pound for pound. He doesn't matter like Canelo matters, so I'm not going to make it like he matters like Canelo matters, like y'all like to force it. So, again, Charlo is the duck in the equation. If you want to say there's a duck in the equation when it comes to him not fighting Benavidez, him not fighting Andre. I personally believe, you want to hear my personal belief on that? I think PBC is guarding him from certain people till he gets that Canelo payday. But that's innuendo. I'm not here to talk about that. Oscar isn't even anybody who's trustworthy. When it comes to Oscar saying that they offered Charlo, man, he's a fucking cokehead. He says one thing bad about Canelo, then he says something good about him. He isn't really valid. He's not a valid person. Let's talk about Roberto Diaz saying that as well. It bodes well for Golden Boy, period, bro. I wouldn't even use, like, say PBC came out and said they offer Canelo blah 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 to get Charlo. I'm not gonna use that as an arguing point because that's his promoter and that's what they're supposed to say. So realistically, that's not nothing we can argue because we're both assuming, we're both talking he say she say shit. So when you said Charlo, blah, 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 I said, all right, I agree with you. And then I said, now, what about what Canelo did with Avni Yildirim? You know, when he made him the mandatory, yes, he
didn't make him the mandatory. See, that's a fallacy. You're not even...
You said Charlo, you said Deryevchenko had to... Let me get this off, because you want to try to play like I'm talking too much to try to dilute my points. Look, so Deryevchenko was coming off a 1-year layoff, yada, yada, right? Well, Avni Yildirim was coming off a 2-year layoff in a loss to Durrell. Was he or was he not?
Oh yeah, but was he a mandatory?
Then, so was Canelo not ducking?
All right, so did you ask me?
Was Canelo not ducking then?
Bro, did you ask me a question so you could talk over me? You're not letting me talk.
That's what you did to me. I want a quick answer and I want to move on. I want a quick answer and I want to move on.
Yo, dog,
that's obviously what you did the first time around.
Yo, what are you talking about? First off,
did they have a belt when they wanted to fight?
I see what you're doing. First off, Sergey was not a mandatory challenger for Jermall Charlo. Avni Yildirim was a mandatory challenger for the WBC, and Canelo didn't make him the mandatory. He was the mandatory for the WBC title before Canelo got the belt. And you don't want to let me say that, but that's the truth.
So him losing to Durrell made him a mandatory, or did David Benavidez losing his belt on the scale make it a mandatory?
You do
Did
realize
David Benavidez losing his belt on the scale make him a mandatory?
You do realize that he was David Benavidez's mandatory challenger.
Exactly, and that's what I wanted you to say.
All right, dog. Like you said, you didn't want to do like a childish talking over you thing. You're not letting me talk at all. You doing most of the talking.
You did that to me like 4 times. You just think because you're calmer
nobody in the chat agrees with the shit you saying, bro. I'm not talking over you. You asking me rhetorical questions, and when I try to answer them, you talk over me. I don't want to have to mute you. You a grown-ass man. Now, you brought up Sergey Derevianchenko. Sergey was a handpick. Canelo had to fight Avni. Why? The WBC owed him a title shot due to a technicality with his adverse finding. There's plenty of documentation on that. You said, and everybody heard you say it already. When they play it back, they're going to hear you say it. You said Canelo made him the mandatory. No, he didn't. He was already Benavidez mandatory, and he was still as mandatory at the Benavidez blew the weight. They told Canelo, we'll let you fight Callum so long as you fight Avni afterwards, because really it's supposed to be Smith versus Yildirim, not Canelo versus Yildirim. But if you want to box for this belt, we'll let you so long as you fight him afterwards. That's the only reason he fought.
Are you done?
Yildirim.
Are you done?
No, I'm not done. Did it sound like I was done?
No, you're talking a lot, though. You're saying a lot of nothing.
You might, dog, you might think that you making salient points, but when you play this back, you making a fool out of yourself. You just said that Canelo made him the mandatory. He was mandatory before Canelo even started. He was mandatory before Canelo even started looking for belts at 168.
Okay, so him being mandatory is more weird than anything because, like you just said, he was, I just said, he was coming off a 2-year layoff and a loss to Darrell. Where was Darrell and Benavidez in this equation? This is what I want to point out. But you're saying a lot of nothing to try to make it like you're so fixated on trying to make it like I sound stupid that you're not saying shit. He's gonna interrupt me while I'm talking. They're gonna interrupt me while I'm talking. They're gonna interrupt me while I'm talking. Look at you interrupting me. Look at you interrupting me.
Canelo made him the mandatory. Everybody heard you, fam. You just said Canelo made him the mandatory. No, he didn't. He was already mandatory before Benavidez even lost his belt. While you on Google, look up Benavidez saying that he knows he has to fight Yildirim. Look that up, because you didn't know that. We just heard you say Canelo made him the mandatory. He was already mandatory before Canelo even fought Smith. Once again, he left. Because he know he like dog, he know he gonna get cooked. Like, bro, you know you gonna get cooked. You know it. You know you about to get cooked, right? I'm gonna show it. You know you about to get cooked, right? None of that bullshit you trying is gonna work. You trying to tell lies and keep it moving like I can't address the lies that you telling. Sergey was a handpick. Avni Yildirim was not. He was owed a title shot by way of the WBC due to a technicality with an adverse finding. Stop ducking out, fam. Stop ducking out. He can't stand the heat. He don't want to stay in the kitchen. He keep ducking out. I'm not kicking him out. He can't stand the heat. You think that you going to do the slick shit, tell a lie, and keep it moving. Canelo didn't make him the mandatory. He didn't do that. He was already Benavidez mandatory before Canelo even won a belt at 168. He been mandatory since 2019. Canelo ain't win a belt at super middleweight, a real belt, since the end of 2020. Fuck is you talking about? That's why you keep ducking out. That's why you pump fake and trying to talk quick like I'm not going to catch the lies you telling. Click the link, bro. He trying to do his homework right now. That's what my psychic powers is telling me. He trying to Google the shit right now because he don't know none of this offhand like I do. That for whatever reason, the WBC kept Avni Yildirim as the mandatory. Canelo didn't even have a belt at 168 when that happened. They kept him the mandatory for David Benavidez. And in 2020, ahead of the Romer and Gulo fight, the Yildirim fight for Benavidez was supposed to be after that. But ahead of the Angulo fight, he blew the weight. He was David's mandatory. Canelo cleaned up David's mess. You just now finding that out. Click the link, bro. So y'all know I ain't bullshitting. So y'all know I ain't bullshitting. Why you think he keep leaving? He just now finding all this shit out. Like, I'm going to have to go fetch the screenshots of the shit and post it here so y'all know this man is lying. About to do that right now. Benavidez, Yildirim, mandatory. Y'all give me a second. Give me 1 second. Spence versus Pacquiao, legendary, but Triple G is old. Tell me about it. The double standards, yo. It's a double standards. Now watch this. Hold on. You see that? Look at the date. Look at the date. Benavidez Yildirim fight is next. He'll be extremely tough with me. David Benavidez is preferred to make his mandated title defense against Avni Yildirim on Saturday night. These motherfuckers really be trying to lie to everybody. They swear up and down they making a salient point. Bro, the only way you get to talk is if you get to lie and nobody check you on the lies you telling. That's the only way you get to talk. I would have to let you lie and spread that bullshit for you to even say anything. Here is where you fucked up at. My boy said Charlo Andre Benavidez gauntlet. Bro, what fucking gauntlet? Based on your casual ass opinion of boxing? Not you, Brody. You know what I'm talking about. But look, posted it for him and all that. Posted it for him and all that. Unless the dude get the lie with impunity and I don't check all the different fallacies that he's saying, the dude ain't gonna get a chance to talk. That's why he don't want to let me talk. You don't want to let me speak. You want to carry on for 5, 6, 7 minutes at a time without me saying nothing. Soon as I start talking, I gotta get interrupted. I thought you said you was gonna be an adult about this shit. Everything I say can be fact checked. You telling me that I can't believe what Oscar De La Hoya says. But wasn't it Oscar De La Hoya that said Al Heyman blocked the Leo Santa Cruz fight? He said that first. And what did Leo Santa Cruz come out and say after that? Yes, Al Heyman did block the Rigo fight. He did block that fight. Oscar said it first, and Leo confirmed it. So miss me with the, we can't believe shit that Oscar says because he was right about Leo. Who's to say he not right about Jamal? What we supposed to believe? That Eddie Hearn is lying when he says he makes Charlo an offer. That Oscar's lying when he says he makes Charlo an offer. That David's lying when he says he wants to fight Charlo. Fuck is you talking about, man? Fuck is you talking about? That's why you don't want to. That's why you don't want to stay in the kitchen, B, because you know you about to get cooked. I could post all the screenshots of everything I'm talking about, but you can't post nothing for the shit you saying. Let me see if he's still there. See if he's still there. He did get an opportunity. See, look, now he want to have the debate. Now he want to have the debate from the safety of the DMs. He don't want to click the link. He want to have the debate from the safety of the DMs. Bro, I don't know who taught you to be like that. First off, he said, so since when does someone lose their title on the scales and not get an opportunity to fight for their belt? Let me answer your question. When you lose your belt because you sniff coke and they gave you a second chance, that's when. Because he originally lost his belt because he sniffed coke. Then they gave him a second chance. They let him win the belt back and he lost it on the scales. That's when. That's when that happens. Also, David's team offered Canelo a fight for his belt, and he turned it down allegedly. I didn't see no evidence of that. I didn't see that. Yildirim was still a soft touch, no matter what you say. Also, Canelo already had titles at 160. What did it matter how him to move up, period? When he had titles at 160, he petitioned the IBF to fight Demetrius Andrade and was rejected. They sent the offer to Jamal Charlo, which was also rejected. That's why you keep cutting out and trying to leave, because you know that while you're here, I'm going to pull up those screenshots and those interviews while you're here. That's why you trying to have this conversation in the DMs. I don't understand. What's the point, bro? It seemed to me that what you want is to believe whatever you feel like, even though the evidence is to the contrary. You saying that Canelo moved up and he didn't fight those guys, but what you don't want to hear is that he tried to fight those guys. He petitioned the IBF to fight Demetrius Andre. They said no. Nah, it's not happening, Captain. He tried. He sent the offer. Golden Boy Promotions, Roberto Diaz, Oscar De La Hoya. They said, yo, we sent Jamal Charlo an offer. His people turned it down. What they supposed to do after that? If you don't want the fucking fight, you don't want the fucking fight. What you trying to do is justify the clout chasing. That, yo, you was already made an offer for that fight. Your own brother put you on blast for rejecting it. But you want him to ride Canelo wave like, yeah, you going to say his name in interviews. You're going to act like you want the fight. But you already got offered that fight. And all the evidence shows your people turned it down. Same way they turned down Andre, the same way they turned it down Benavidez. Tom, yo, I'm telling you, he's still writing paragraphs in that shit. He needs his lies to be the truth. He don't want to get exposed on camera. I mean, like, he don't want to get it. When motherfuckers watch this shit back for the few seconds they was on here, they gonna see what the same shit I seen. Like, yo, dog, you want to talk for 10 minutes, but as soon as I start talking, you want to start screaming, trying to talk over me, interrupting me. I thought you said you wanted to be in the dope. Like I said, bro, you don't got the stones to have this conversation live because you know what I'm going to do. You know it. You know it. You don't have the intestinal fortitude to come on here and have this conversation and not keep dipping out. You don't, it's not in you to do that. Because why the fuck would you do that in the first place? You don't want me to pull up the receipts? Telling you I'm on my Bill Cosby reverse psychology shit, bro. You can't stand the heat in the kitchen, bro. That's why you gotta hide on Twitter, tweeting. I'm live at 5, bro, in real time, B. We can have this conversation. Come on, come and join me. Stop leaving. Come and join me. I could pull up all the receipts for the shit I'm talking about. It don't matter if you believe it or not. We know you don't believe it. I'm just showing you to everybody. I want to show 146 people that's here right now how delusional you are. That's why I brought you on. Because I could pull up the receipts for everything I'm talking about in front of you and in front of them. And I know what you're going to do. I know what you're going to do. I just want them to see you do it. That's where the money is. Base the kid in the building. You know what I mean? He don't want to come on the panel. He don't want to join the chitty chat. I'm a reverse psychology to shit, bro. You don't have the intestinal fortitude to talk to me, bro. You tried, and you made a fool out yourself. They gonna play it back. They gonna see while you was talking. I'm listening. I'm waiting for my chance to speak. As soon as I try to talk, here he come, interrupting and screaming like, yo, why you screaming, B? You know I got my kids over there. My kids is in the other room. I ain't trying to be hooping and hollering. Swab was good. Jay was good.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying?
You
see that yellow belly shit?
Yep. I sure did.
See that yellow, but like, Brody, if you want to talk about this shit, that's cool, but stop screaming, bro. Stop screaming. Stop interrupting me.
I mean, what I couldn't understand is like he's getting all emotional over nothing. I mean, like I just don't. It'd be just chill. Take a chill pill,
Brody,
bro.
Look at these paragraphs, B. Those is breakup paragraphs. Like when you about to break up.
Yeah.
Those is breakup paragraphs, B.
I mean, what's his name? Brandon, right? His name is Brandon.
I think his name is Brandon or Bucks.
Brandon, come back, bro. It's cool. I'll mediate.
Brandon, come on. Ain't nobody gonna hurt you, bro. I ain't gonna hurt you.
Julius, new word for these people. New word for these people. Yeah.
Swab.
Yes, bro. New word for these people. Cucks. That's what they are. Cucks. All of them. Cucks.
Cucks.
They want their wife. They want their. You know what I mean? They want to get banged by them. That's it. They're good. They're not boxing fans. They're cucks.
This shit is weird
You
as fuck.
cocks.
Like, I'm like, yo, I really thought we was gonna be able to have a real good conversation about this shit. Cause I'm listening to him. Everybody gonna be able to watch the beginning of this shit. You gonna see I'm listening. I'm not talking. I'm waiting for my turn. As soon as I start talking, you start yelling. I'm like, yo, what the fuck, bro? I got my kids in the back. Calm the fuck down, bro. I don't want to yell. Calm the fuck down.
Do this. You know what it is, yeah? Let's everybody take a breathe and calm down. The matter of fact is, we know the truth is these people, it only looks good when they type on Twitter or when they message or when they leave comments. But when it comes to speaking it, they know they sound fucking stupid.
Exactly.
That's what it is. Simple.
Exactly. Because as soon like the dude, he was trying to do the okie doke. Like he gonna tell a lie, then move to another lie. Then like, bro, what are you talking? What you mean? What you mean? Canelo made him the mandatory before Canelo even looked at becoming undisputed at 168. He was already mandatory. Why? You gonna have to ask Mauricio. My theory. They wanted David Benavidez to have an easy mandatory. Why? Who had the belt at the time? David Benavidez. When they made that decision, yo, peep this shit. Dude lost to Anthony Durrell, right? And then he tested positive. He tested positive for a banned substance after that. Now, something went wrong, and he was made mandatory after that. I don't know why. He was
me neither. I was confused by that shit too. I mean, he should know. It's common sense. Like fighters don't. I mean, that makes no sense in itself. Fighters don't make other fighters mandatories. Only sanctioned bodies do that. Now, the sanctioned body could be backing a certain fighter, but fighters don't do that. That's out of their control. What's this guy talking about?
Listen, if anybody was trying to do anybody a favor, I seen that whole shit play out in real time. It seems to me that the WBC wanted to help David have an easy one because when they made that decision to keep Avni Yildirim in spite of the banned substance and in spite of losing to Anthony Durrell, right? In spite of all of that, they still made him the mandatory. But who had the belt? It wasn't Canelo. That's 2019, bro.
Julius,
Canelo had that belt.
Yildirim tested positive for a banned substance?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. After the Durrell fight.
But that doesn't make sense. How you test positive and get?
Listen, I'm gonna let Shelton champ the shit, and I'm gonna get the article for you. That's what I'm gonna do.
What's up?
Go ahead, Shelton.
Dude, I thought Anthony Guerrero tested positive.
What was the question?
Well, we talking about the Canelo situation and how it was. Yo, who Mike is bugging? Yildirim, WBC cleared. Those are the keywords. I'm gonna get the keywords. All right, I'm gonna get this cool shit for y'all, so y'all know I'm not lying. I never lie. I swear to God, I tell no lies. I'm about to show y'all. Post this. Give me 1 second. Somebody sing a song while I go to StreamYard.
We all need a Alicia that we understand. She gonna beat on Michaela, cause she's wrong.
All these people are fucking cocks.
She gonna get that ass whipped and become undisputed at 130.
What's up, everyone on the panel? AJ, Leo, Virtuoso.
What up, so why about you?
What's happening? What's happening?
Y'all turn your eyes to the screen, and you will see what I'm talking about. You see what I'm talking about? Avni Yildirim cleared for David Benavidez bout after drug test ruling. For those that think I'm lying, this dude tested positive for PED. He lost the Anthony Durrell fight, but for whatever reason, the WBC made a decision to keep him the mandatory challenger. And who had the belt at the time after being given a second chance? David Benavidez.
We know it makes sense. It makes sense because, like, if they want to give David an easy one, but then, like, once David loses the belt and he becomes Canelo's problem, oh yeah, we lick Canelo's ass more anyway. So let's just keep David as the mandatory for him. So that way we could, he could just say, oh yeah, Canelo fought a mandatory, and there you go. So
basically what I see is that Canelo cleaned up David's mess. Why? You should have took care of this dude instead of Romer Angulo. You fought Romer Angulo when you were supposed to be fighting this guy. That's what happened. Because that was, you already knew in 2019 that was your mandatory challenger. You didn't fight Romer Angulo till 2020. Why the fuck you fighting Romer Angulo if this is the guy you're supposed to be fighting? What I see is, Canelo took care of your mess. Because that was always your mess. That was never his mess. That was always your mess. And he did that. But the only reason he fought that dude is because he was the mandatory. It's not complicated. It never was. So I don't know why bucks a million or bucks. I don't know why he trying to lie about that. But like I said, he can't handle the heat in the kitchen. B. We got receipts out here. Box Watch was good.
What's happening, guys? What's going on, man? Just joined on the channel. Just see you gone live. Saw the link, so I thought, let me jump on. What's happening?
Well, basically, I was live with this individual that wanted to debate why it is that Canelo Alvarez has not fought certain fighters like Geopolitical, Charlo, fighters like David Benavidez, Demetrius Andrade. And I informed this individual that while Canelo Alvarez still had belts in the middleweight division, an effort was made to fight both of those fighters. And there is documentation that proves it. Canelo petitioned the IBF to fight Demetrius Andrade. That petition was denied. Canelo Alvarez's handlers at that time, Golden Boy Promotions, they both said, we sent Geopolitical Charlo an offer. Somebody on his side turned it down. It's plenty of documentation, video evidence, audio, all types of shit that corroborates this. But this particular individual that I had on here for only a brief second, he couldn't handle that. He don't have the fortitude, the intestinal fortitude to handle that.
Yeah, because most people...
He needs a hug and some warm milk. That's what he needs. You know what I'm saying?
He need that.
Yeah.
People like to remember what they want to remember, though.
Yeah, but this the shit. He the one that asked me for a debate. I was going to take a nap. My eyes is heavy. Like I ain't even. This not cap. I was going to take a nap. Like I was on my couch. I was about to nod off. I was on my phone, just about to nod off. Kids over there doing homework and shit. I'm like, and I'm gonna take a nap. He said, "Yo, let's have a debate." Then I'm like, I bet I can set it up. I set it up. Then he gonna leave.
So when the debate's not going his way, he ducks out twice. He drops off.
Yeah, he woke up
ducked like Charlo. Yo, what I said, yo, what I always say, the reason they identify with these behaviors, the reason that they like these guys is because they identify with their behaviors. Charlo ducking everybody, bro. He ducking Andrade, he ducking Benavidez. Low key, he ducking Canelo too. And this dude is ducking me. Because you don't want to stay on here, I'll clear this whole shit out right now if you come back. I clear the whole shit out. Ain't gonna be nobody up here but me and you. Stop leaving.
Hey, Julius, you know, the thing is, right, the way I see it right now, I'm just waiting for the next generation or the generation after that to come into boxing, because right now, this generation of middleweights, welterweights, and all of that stuff is just in the bin, bro. It's in the toilet.
Listen, man. I ain't for these games. Like I said, I will clear out the entire panel if you are ready to have this conversation. Because I got receipts and you don't. And that's why you trying to stay on Twitter.
Julius, I want to ask you a question.
Go ahead.
You said before that Canelo wanted to make Demetrius Andrade the IBF mandatory, right?
Nah, this is what happened. After the Jacobs fight, the Golden Boy Promotions people petitioned the IBF for an exemption to the mandatory so they could fight Andre. They were denied that exception to the mandatory. They told them, you got to fight Sergey. What then happened with Sergey is Lou DiBella wanted $7 million for the Sergey fight. He was offered $5 million. They couldn't reach a deal, so Canelo got stripped. That's what happened to that.
Also, he tried to fight Andre after that. He did. He really
Yeah,
did.
that's-
Oh
yo,
wow!
bro,
I didn't know that at all.
Bro, yo, I'm gonna post the screenshot right now. I'm on the balcony smoking.
Okay.
He tried to fight him after he beat Jacobs for the IBF. This is after the two Golovkin fights, and he fights Jacobs for the IBF. He got 3 belts. He goes to the IBF. He tries to get around the mandatory, but he could not. So it's like, all right, well, we got to negotiate with Sergey. So then it became, you don't remember when there was talks of Canelo fighting Sergey, even though,
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Bang, when that was going on, the hang up was they offered Sergey $5 million for the fight. Fucking Lou DiBella, who was Sergey's promoter at the time, he wanted $7 million. They couldn't reach a deal in time. For whatever reason, they couldn't reach a deal in time. I wages because, well, they didn't want to pay Sergey $7 million. That's what I think. And to me, that's crazy numbers anyway for Sergey Didivianchenko. That's crazy. But still, that was the story. That's what was out there. So they didn't reach a deal in time, and that's when Canelo let go of the IBF. The rest is history.
But 5 was more than enough, if you ask me.
That's more, bro. He ended up fighting Golovkin for 4.
Do you remember though? Canelo was upset with his handlers for not sorting it out, so he had to strip. He was pissed that he stripped that IBF title.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Most people like running around saying that shit on Twitter because on Twitter you could hide. You can't say that dumb shit in real time because when you say that dumb shit, I could pull up the receipt that like, no, he did try to fight him, bro. He petitioned the IBF to fight him. They wouldn't let him. He had to fight a mandatory. And then when he tried to fight the mandatory priced himself out. Now, I shouldn't have to say all of that. I'm going to say this. I shouldn't have to say all of that because nothing against Andre and nothing, not even nothing against Charlo. But look at his resume and look at Charles. He fought Lara. Y'all didn't. Ain't that the truth?
Mm-hmm.
When you tell me that Canelo ducking slick fighters that got defensive ability, okay, I'm going to look at his resume, then I'm going to look at Charles. He fought Floyd Mayweather. Win or lose, he fought him. He fought Lara. Win or lose, he fought him. He fought Trout when Trout was unbeaten and had a belt. He fought them guys. Now, you didn't fight Trout till after them, like 3, 4, 5 people beat him, Charlo. That's when you fought Trout, when he's like a journeyman.
He fought both the Charlos.
You know what I'm saying? Bro, Trout fought everybody, bro. He fought Cotto, he fought Canelo, he fought the Charlos, he fought Herb.
You can't hate on that red man's resume, man. It's stacked. He's got a lot of good names on there.
I mean, you just can't accuse Austin Trout of ducking no smoke. He fought everybody.
He did.
Everybody from
Win or
2
lose, man. He
different
got a lot of
eras.
good names. Yep.
Let me read this. Standing 8 says fanboys and haters will never listen to facts. They just want to push their beliefs as facts. Bro, that's what I see. Cause I'm like, yo, if I would have got the chance to talk, I could have pulled up the receipts of everything I'm saying. And he know that's what I'm about. He knew, yo, that's what I'm about to do. Cause that's what I was doing on Twitter before we started talking. Like, bro, you already know what time it is, B. Don't tell me, oh, yeah, Oscar's a liar because he sniffed coke. Then how come what he said about Rigo and Leo Santa Cruz turned out to be true? He said Al Heyman blocked the fight. A couple of days later, Leo Santa Cruz confirms, yeah, that's true. He did block the fight. He said, don't nobody want to see that shit. That's what he said. It miss me with the narratives, B. Motherfuckers can't handle the heat in the kitchen.
Let's see what's happening here is like, yo, when they see Canelo doing big things, man, they like to fucking push the fucking goalpost, man.
Clearly, like you saying that it's okay. He said, which I didn't even get the chance to address, that it's okay for him to have a double standard for Canelo because he's the pound for pound number 1, and he don't use that standard for Charlo. Why the fuck not? Charlo the one that need names on his resume, not Canelo. Canelo the one getting money. Charlo the one that need to do something big. He the one that need a signature fight. Not Canelo. Canelo got like 3 signature fights. 3 of them. The Cotto fight and the 2 Golovkin fights. What's Charlo's signature fight? Julian Williams? Listening and at work. Appreciate that, D-Lo. Appreciate that. I'm about to go into it and talk shit again because I'm trying to do this reverse psychology shit. Click the link, bro.
He won't come back.
I know, but I'm just having fun with the shit.
Julius, can you ask these people which fighters do they want to see Canelo in with? I don't know that big. Which fighters do they want to see there?
Yo, peep this shit, Sawab. He sat here and said that Bivol is a good choice, right? So if Bivol is a good choice, then why you crying about Charlo? I thought Bivol was a good choice. And if you know that Canelo about to fight Bivol, why you not putting that heat on Charlo to finally fight somebody? Because he been at middleweight for like 4 or 5 years now, and ain't fought shit. The best thing you did is fight a guy that Danny Jacobs beat already and Golovkin beat already. That's the best shit. He brought up Sergey. What about Sergey? I seen that same Sergey struggle with Jack Coquet. That same Sergey. Fuck is you talking about? Y'all motherfuckers don't watch boxing. You don't watch boxing. Motherfucker only talking up Sergey because of the Golovkin fight, because he don't know that when Sergey went to Germany and fought they boy Jack Coquet, he looked like doodoo. Look like doodoo. Look regular. Fuck out of here. Hey, what's goody, Ron? Join in the chat. Join in the chat. I was gonna take a nap. I was legit gonna take a nap till he said he wanted to have a debate. Like, I bet I could set it up. It ain't gonna take long. You know what I mean? Cat's wasting my time. I'm old, B. Amok says, imagine if there was a community of male groupies. Bro, I don't even got to imagine it. It's here. The end is nigh.
Yeah, about Jermel Charlo. Okay, he moved up to middleweight a few years ago. He was making the right moves at that time. He couldn't get the Golovkin fight because Golovkin was busy doing other things. Okay, but you had the chance to fight Demetrius Andrade. He was a legitimate threat and a high profile compared to all the other fights you had. He was a high profile fighter, and you didn't want to fight him. So they have to stop. They have to stop playing with this narrative that everyone is dogging him. Canelo's dogging him. Golovkin's you have a fighter right there that you can fight.
Look, I'll tell you the truth, Leo. If I was going to accuse somebody of ducking Jamal, I would, and I don't really feel that he is, but I'm like, at the same time, because of your schedule, I'm still like, I don't like you. But I still can't say that. I don't feel like he being ducked. I feel it's more like, yo, at the end of the day, Golovkin get more money with him than you. You need Golovkin. Golovkin don't need you. Golovkin got 14 M's fighting Sergey. Did you get 14 M's fighting Sergey? We know the answer. No, you didn't. Golovkin got fucking 14 M's fighting Steve Rose. Could you get 14 M's fighting Steve Rose? No. That's why he don't care about you. Realistically, if it was money, if the same money was there, because I bet you Golovkin will fight Munguia before he fight Charlo. I admit that. He'll fight Munguia before he fight Charlo. But why? Money. Ain't no money in you, bro. Now, why ain't no money in you? Because people don't watch you fight. Now, why people don't watch you fight? Because you don't fucking fight shit. Go back to what I've been saying. People don't watch you because you don't fight shit. Go ahead, Ron.
Hey, Slim. Man, you know how I curry it. And you know I'm a Charlo fan. But you know, at some point, when I've been waved the white flag, I was like, Slim, Charlo, that whole ducking argument, you had a 6-month window to argue that. After that 6-month window, it's over. You dig what I'm telling you? It's over. We ain't trying to hear that. Who the main motherfucker? Big Charlo fan right here. I'm not sitting here crying over cinnamon sweepstakes, Mo. Go up there and fight Zerdo then.
Look,
I ain't seen their contract sent. No,
you know I'm a Mel Charlo guy. Like, out of the Charlo brothers, it's only one Charlo to me. That's Mel, because he doing the shit.
I can dig that. And you know, I can't argue with you no more on that. I ain't one of these motherfuckers that's gonna sit here ball Charlo. I told you, I shut down that motherfucking the lines only DC chapter over here. I'm not fucking with Maul till he fights somebody. So I'm dead ass serious.
Listen, in 2017, when he made the decision, this is how much I stay on the line. In 2017, Maul Charlo made the decision to move up in weight and fight Jorge Sebastian Highland. I said, I'm with that shit. Why?
Right.
Jorge was the interim champion. So I'm like, see, you doing what I wanted Lara to do. Lara just talking shit. Bro, ain't nobody gonna come down to 54 for you. Stop talking shit. Now, Charlo, he took the initiative. That's when I was backing him. Like, oh, he gonna move up? Bang, great. You go up there, fight that motherfucker. And he did that. And we knew at the time that, like, look, he probably not going to get that fight right away because they're going to do this Golovkin versus Canelo rematch bullshit. We all knew that. But it's like, after the fact, when I see Oscar said that shit, I'm like, yo, they offered him the fight. That's what Oscar's saying. I ain't believe it straight away. It took time for me to digest it. That I'm like, I'm going to believe it just because Oscar said it. Then I seen Eddie Hearn offer this man 7 M's for Andre. Oh, so you're not going to take that bread? Why not? Like, you ain't doing shit else. Then in March of 2020, he started talking out the side of his gat to motherfucking Benavidez, right? Say, yo, I'll move up, I'll knock his ass. I'm like, all right, I'm with that shit. Like, all right, you ain't fight shit, but if you could do that, I'm with that shit. Nah, you don't do that either. He too young. He gotta get a COVID. All right, bro. All right, bro. I got you. All right.
Man, look, man, the shit is unacceptable to me, Slim. You already know how I roll. The shit is too unacceptable. If the motherfucker ain't fighting Zerto next, he ain't fight Mike. At least fight Marcus Brown. That's a bigger threat than motherfucking Caleb Plant at this point. You know what I'm saying? If you the one that said you the best at 175, I don't understand why you want to still sit at 60 or fuck around and fight at a catch weight. Aren't you supposed to be fighting the baddest motherfucker at 168 and the next motherfucker is fighting the second best motherfucker at 175? You wanted the best Mexican. Okay, y'all can't chase the best Mexican now, right? Go get the second best Mexican. Go fight Zerto. That's how this shit rock.
Listen, I'm gonna do you one better. Fuck the Canelo sweepstakes. Get Munguia ass in the ring, bro. You right there. Get him in the ring. Tell Stephan, yo, Stephan, get that man 3 M's or 4 M's, or well, really 3, because come on, be like, this cat is not really no $5 million fighter. But get that motherfucker in the ring and let's do that. Now you ain't even gonna do that. You fighting motherfuckers that he knocked out.
Yeah, look, man, at the end of the day, man, I always looked at this shit as a scam anyway. So I'm like, y'all motherfuckers is really okay with this fucking scam they out here running over there at 160, 168. We know 175 ain't running no scam because we about to see Benavidez and Joe Smith.
No, we not.
Nah.
Oh, shit. Yeah,
Nah.
well, fuck.
What?
But you know that they was go. You know
they was going. Yeah. But you know what I mean.
Bro, it's a wrap. The IBF and the it's a wrap, bro. They did the anti-Russian shit, bro. He can't fight. His career in limbo.
Yeah, they think they working. I think they'll work. I mean, that's the word. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
But that's the word. But at the end of the day, it was a signed contract ready to go. Is my point.
Yeah.
And then Top Rank was meeting them halfway. You dig what I'm saying? So if we gonna do the sweepstakes shit, we not gonna sit here and split this shit up and over marinate the shit. Jules, who was the number one motherfuckers telling motherfuckers y'all will never they're gonna over marinate Plant versus Benavidez.
Yep.
Everybody thought you hating on. I was like, Slim, they're trying to get as much money out of Cinnamon as possible. So that's why you're never going to get these fights.
Bro, I'm going to tell you something. I think we had that same conversation. Like
when I was in when I was in Colorado.
Because
I went on vacation to Colorado or something.
We was right here. Yeah. I remember that, like, when we just came across the shit, like Plant Benavidez, that ain't going to, and I remember you said it. That ain't going to happen.
I told you that.
That ain't going to happen. What's going to happen is instead of them fighting each other, they going to try to get Canelo to fight both of them, and he not going to go.
Exactly.
What the fuck I look like doing all that?
And didn't I tell you that shit was going to be over like 35 and 40 million? Didn't I tell you that? I was like, I told you that shit.
What the fuck is this psychic out here, man? Like, hey, that's why
shit, man. When you seen this motherfucking script play out, Mo, like, I'm like, y'all really excited about this shit. Y'all really excited about these boxes, and it ain't even their fault. It's they motherfucking handlers moving a fucking Ponzi scheme. You dig?
But I'm going to also say the reason, and I always come back to this. When motherfucking Benavidez wasn't happy with the gym contract with Yvonne Michelle, he got the fuck out of that shit. when Danny seen that the zone and match, well, not the zone, because he went with them when they was before the zone even came to America. He went with Matchroom. But it's like, yo, you got to make a decision, bro. It's your career. You see what kind of fucking fights you have, and you see, bro, you fought once last year. So I'm like, if you don't do something about that, it's because you cool with that. You like that shit. Like, yeah, you cool, you know, occasionally saying motherfuckers' names in interviews, but you don't really want them fights, because if you did, you wouldn't be moving like that.
Well, I mean, he can't even make, but see, me, man, I know he can't even make his fights, but that's my whole thing. Shut the fuck up. Curry it like Leo Santa Cruz. Leo don't call out no motherfucker body. He know he protected. He's like, fuck that. I ain't calling out nobody. I'll go hook me up. That's it. But we ain't trying to hear all that shit.
Well, I'm going to say, look. And I don't like Leo, by the way. I never liked Leo.
Yeah, I don't fuck with Leo no more.
You right about that. Leo would just say who they tell me to fight.
Right.
Exactly. And you can't even get mad at him or his list.
Right.
He's telling
and
you the truth.
He telling you the truth. Leo ain't never lied. They ain't never sent the contract. He was like, I just fight who they want me to fight. So that's it. Charlo and them, they want to call out well, not Charlo. More want to get drunk, call out motherfuckers, and this thing knowing goddamn well your ass is getting cashed out. Your whole goal is, how can we protect your O to get you cashed out? How can we make you in the lightest touch so we can cash you out?
I think that Leo, like, he got like some kind of permanent truth serum, because if you ask him some shit, he'll tell you, like they asked him about the Rico fight. He said, yeah, I hate him to like that fight. He said it's no good. He came out like, bro, you ain't even try to hide that shit. He said he let the cat out the bag. Like, yeah, I ain't didn't want me to fight Rico.
They didn't want him to fight him. I'm telling you. And Leo don't call out nobody. You see Leo just, I go with the flow. That's how these are, and that's why you can't really get mad at Leo. Leo accepted his joint. Shut the fuck up and curry it like Leo currying it.
I gotta ask this question though: Is Samson Lukowicz trying to sabotage the career of David Benavidez?
You want me to tell you what I think is really going on there?
I know exactly what's going on. Go ahead.
I'm gonna say it and you check me. What I believe is going on is that Samson get extra bread for keeping David there. He not supposed to do that. As his manager, you supposed to operate in his best interest. So that means if the zone got some bread for him, it's your fiduciary duty to get him that bread. But you being paid on the side to keep him on Showtime. Exactly. That's what's going on.
That PBC fighters managers doing that for the most part? I mean, most of them?
Yes.
I know damn well that Al Heyman is not going to pay him over $7 million.
You already know that.
Not over $7 million, but if you Samson, right? And what if they be like, yo, look, we'll throw you $100,000. Fuck that fight. That $100,000 is for you though. It's not like, it ain't like, yeah, that's like a tax-free $100,000. Like, yo, it's $100,000. Fuck that fight, right? You're not gonna take it? Of course you're gonna take it. That's the crooked shit. That's where it's fucked up. That the manager is supposed to operate in the best interest of the fighter. You get the fighter the best deal for the most money. That's what you're supposed to be doing. He's not doing that. He's not doing that. You think he's gonna get for Lemieux what he could get for Andre? No.
You know what happened with, and that's pretty much the same shit that happened with Ortiz.
Yes.
That's exactly what happened with Ortiz. They the managers. You want me to believe your manager fumbled the ball on that stuff? I was like, no. We not gonna no, hell no. Do something with that fight. We can't have that fight happen.
They look. Everybody knew in May of that year, Wilder released 4 names: Kovnarski, Ortiz, Fury, and it's a couple of other guys, but Ortiz was one of them. So you already knew that Ortiz is on standby for Wilder. So they're not going to let him fight Anthony Joshua no matter what Anthony Joshua offer him. They're not going to let that happen. Same with Kovnarski. They had Kovnarski as a potential for Wilder. When they offer, they killed that shit quick. Like, no, we got a fight date for him on FS1. Yep. And it turned out to be fucking Chris Areola. Do you think that he made the money fighting Chris Areola that he could have made fighting Anthony Joshua?
And that's what's going on. But see, the other thing is, with Benavidez, look on the low, Benavidez is actually in the perfect position you can be. He's young, and he can age out everybody. Benavidez can literally age out every motherfucking body. Including Cinnamon. You dig what I'm telling you?
Yeah, he
so
can.
And even I would have took the I would have took the Andrade fight, because even if he lose the Andrade, that's not gonna hurt him.
More importantly, well, I'm gonna say
he get the money for real.
I'm gonna say this, that he in a good position in some ways.
He's in a great position,
but not in others. And what's not good is, how hard you think it is for that big motherfucker to keep making 168, bro? He busting at the seams. The last fight was, I know that he didn't miss the weight because it wasn't a sanctioned fight. So he's like, well, fuck it. If I could weigh 169, why not? But that's the point, though. That's the point. That like, yo, dog, you can't keep making that. You too big, bro. You been there too long. How long has David Benavidez been at 168? You need to go to light heavyweight.
He been tipping the scale for over 2 years now. That's the sick part. For over 2 years, you've been tipping the scale, and you ain't 22 years old back then. What is he, like 22 back then?
For me, I think that's been his biggest rival is the weight scale.
Yeah, bro. But that's part of the plan. They gonna sit there and milk it as long as possible, because they know Benavidez is in a great position now. I ain't even gonna knock it. They know they got him a goal.
But they're gonna age him out. Who's he gonna fight?
Hold on.
Everybody.
Hold on. No, wait. This is the thing, right? This is the peril of the position that David is in, right? Now, via the avenues of opportunity, you in a good position. But let me tell you something. Him making that weight is going to take something out of him. And the day he got to fight David Morrell, it's the reason his daddy was like, nah, we'll do that in 5 fights. Yeah, I know why, motherfucker. That motherfucker knock you out. I would pick David Morrell to knock him out, B. I ain't even playing. His daddy on camera saying that 5 fights.
You know damn well they gonna milk motherfucker Morrell Benavidez to cruiserweight.
I'm telling you,
they gonna wait till these motherfuckers get the cruiserweight.
Think about the schedule that he on and how long it would take him to have 5 fights. So you saying 3 years, bro? 3 years? You just don't want to fight them. That's what you're saying.
They have 1 fight for every 12-month average, man. Like,
shit is crazy.
That's a 1 whack fight every 5-year average, and that's
absolutely unreal. That's what I say. Soon after you see this Lemieux fight, that motherfucker's sitting down for a whole year, getting right back in single file line.
Thank you, because that's what I'm expecting. My honest opinion, we're not going to get Benavidez versus Charlo. What's going to happen? We might get Charlo versus Plant, maybe, right?
Nah,
maybe
we get Truax.
Or Truax, right?
I got Truax.
Truax, right? But Benavidez, he going to do that Lemieux fight, and he going to be on the schedule this year that Jermall was on last year. That's it. That's all you're going to do this year, Lemieux. That's it. You better sell some drugs. You can sell some drugs.
They're basically doing like they're basically colluding, to not have big fights, but yet in the process they're wasting time, and that's gonna fuck up their development as fighters. So how do you build up the market
development
value?
is all? But think about this: you had all the time in the world to build these fighters, especially the Charlos. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Yeah. They fumbled the ball on the Charlos.
Yeah, honestly, like
they fucked that all up. Them motherfuckers was the ultimate product.
When they was at 154, and you could go back to the videos, I don't lie. I liked the both of them at 150. I was like, yo, I picked fucking Charlo to knock out Williams. I picked Charlo to knock out Lubrin, my fault, Jiffy Lube. I picked them. I liked the Charlos when they was both junior middleweights. But it was right around the time, I'm going to say 2017, 2018, that's when I started not liking more. Like, yo, dog, you don't want to fight shit, bro. Being like, you just don't want to fight shit. Like, I see through the shit. Like, bro, if you ain't fighting, if you can't get Canelo or Golovkin, what's the next best thing? Andre. You already didn't fight Lara, which I didn't like. I already didn't like that. Like, now I don't want to hear that you got the same trainer, because Sergey and Jacobs had the same trainer and they fought. So you don't have no excuses. Neither one of you fought Lara, right? You don't want to fight Andre. You don't want to fight Benavidez. you just supposed to get the Canelo. Like, man, get the fuck out of here. I don't even watch that dude. I caught the highlights of the Montiel fight. The night of the fight, I skipped that shit. You watching that shit?
Look, it's already bad for a fighter. Look, Jermel Charlo doesn't have a promotional network deal with Fox or Showtime. Doesn't have one. He fights fight to fight, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's already bad for him, for his image, to not want to be in another promotional company and another network to a big fight. But this guy is offering you, Demetrius Andrade is offering you, okay, you don't want to come to me, I am coming to you, to Fox, to fight you. And he didn't take the deal. So you can't justify it either way.
But you know why he's not fighting Andre, isn't it? You know what that silly little
Because he'll lose.
Yeah.
No, but you know why? You know what happened back in the day with that little stupidness? It's like sentimental. He didn't fight my brother, so I'm not gonna fight him now.
Bro, think about it. That don't. You know why that don't make sense? Because if you don't like the dude, you're gonna want to fuck him up because you.
That's
don't
what I
like
think.
the dude.
That's what I think. But this is his argument. This is why he doesn't want to fight Andre, because of that. When was that? 2015 or something like that. 14, 15.
Yeah.
Something like that. He was supposed to fight little Charlo, and some contractual differences. That the fight never happened. So now he's come back full circle. Big Move's going on like, well, you didn't fight my brother, so I'm not going to fight you. Nah.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's what Ronnie Shields said. He said that he'll never give Jamal will never give Demetrius a chance to make money off him. That's what Ronnie Shields said. So yeah, because of that, he'll never fight Andre.
But the son is offering him $7 million. He's not
Well,
gonna make.
What Joe said, it's like the best way to make somebody pay for somebody like that. Well, beat his ass in the ring, take his O and his belt.
Pretty much. Where you ever heard? How you ever heard? Like, look. How does it make sense that you dislike the dude so you don't want to fight him? This the hurt business. Look,
It's this
don't make
generation,
sense.
man. It's this generation, and their I just don't know what to call it, but it's just their baby mentality. That's what this generation's about. They're just odd. These guys fighting once or twice a year. They think they've made it, and they haven't gone anywhere, but they're fighting once or twice a year.
Pretty much.
And it's like this. It's just the mentality of this generation of fighters. It's crazy.
And the thing is, Slim, they not even fighting significant fights. That's the whole shit. At least fight some blockbuster shit. God dang.
It's just they're putting filler fights on pay-per-view and Showtime.
I'm gonna tell you what's worse, right? It's not even all right. Look, I could live with the politics if you was fighting something like Ron just said, right? Now you had access to Caleb Plant when he had a belt. You didn't fight him. You had access to Benavidez before he blew the weight. You didn't fight him, and you didn't want to. So it's like you're not fighting Andre. You turned down Canelo. We all know you turned. Somebody on your side turned it down. What's the smoking gun? When that offer was made to you, Canelo was still with Golden Boy. You wasn't gonna go over there. And they couldn't get Canelo to come to them because he was under contract. The writing is on the wall. You don't want to fight shit, bro. And you don't really, I don't think he wants to fight at all. Because, bro, you fought once last year. You happy with that bread? You just gonna sit on that? You don't want to make more bread?
That's my sentiments. I don't think them way they want to fight. I don't think Big Charlo wants to fight. He's fighting nobodies. Shouldn't say nobodies. Everyone trains and gets himself prepared for a fight, but he's not fighting any significant fights, and he's fighting once a year. He doesn't. He called out Benavidez. Benavidez was chilling with himself up there at 168. Charlo called him. Benavidez said, "All right, cool, come on, let's do it." He's like, "Oh nah, you're too young and you ain't got the vaccine." And
also he started doing when Eddie's talking like he also talked about fighting Demetrius again, and he was saying a bunch of other stuff. I'm like, hold on, bruh.
Let me read the super chats. That guy says, I really don't get the Charlo versus Canelo obsession. I'd much rather see Charlo versus all the relevant names at middleweight. That's how I feel. Rider of the Storm says salute. I think all these sanctioning bodies are jumping the gun. The cancel culture is cancerous. I haven't even given my opinion on what they doing, but to be honest, what they doing, I can only speak from the perspective of an American, and for me, it seems unconstitutional to judge a whole group of folk based on what a politician doing. Feel me? I'm like, I don't know. That seems a little unconstitutional, but hey, it is what it is, man. That's what's going on. I ain't even worried about the shit. Like, to be real with you,
because it's like, I mean, because Beterbiev and Bivol could be against that shit, but then they're being penalized. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, the thing is, even if we don't get Beterbiev versus Smith, right, which is fucked up. I wanted to see that fight. Maybe we get Smith versus Yard. I could go for that. I like that fight.
Yeah. All those street fights, all those street fights, like with all those guys versus Joe Smith, all those guys, those are all good fights. Yeah.
Real shit.
They're all punches. So.
Real. He's still hiding in the chat. This shit is unbelievable.
Who? That same dude?
Same dude. He's still sending. Yo, he's still writing Ugas paragraphs in the chat.
Oh.
That's sad, B. Motherfucker, I don't know who raised these motherfuckers to be like this, but I'm just glad I recorded it. Because when motherfuckers play that back, they're going to see the same shit I saw. You trying to scream and talk over people, B. You don't want me to post the receipts. That's why you won't stop talking. Fuck out of here. Scary ass shit. In any event, I'm not mad that they did that to Beterbiev, because in some ways I understand it, though in other ways I don't. They trying to shun them. What worries me about that is if you create a desperate enough situation, a motherfucker do some desperate shit. And that's what I'm worried about. They fucking with the banks. They trying to take them out of Swift. I'm like, bro, y'all need to just let them motherfuckers do what they do, B. That's how I feel. Like, America butt they nose in a lot of shit, yo. You need to let them sort that out amongst themselves. That's just how I feel, but it is what it is.
Yeah, same here.
It is what it is. It's like I feel for them people, right? I feel for them people, but I see a lot of things in that conversation that I'm like, see, I wouldn't have did that. I wouldn't have did that. Like, you know what you flirting with when you do certain shit. And that's my stance on it. They're like, yo, you know what you flirting with when you do certain shit. You kind of invited that shit, yo. Because you know how that motherfucker feel. If you do some shit anyway, I don't know, B. I don't know. It's fucked up, man. I hope they could find a way to just resolve that shit. But being real with y'all, I don't see it, bro. I don't see it.
Could get worse before it gets better.
Couple of years.
Yeah.
Say it again, Leo.
Might take a couple of years.
I think so, bro. And it might not be a lot of that. The worst part is, while all of that is going on, that place is getting bombed to shit. It's getting bombed to shit. And it's like, it ain't gonna be nothing left. It's gonna be a rubble. But it is what it is, yo. Can't say shit. It is what it is. That's the way the world works, B. I just hope them cats, like, to me, Joshua versus Usyk 2 is not happening, bro. Like, that's it's not happening, bro. Like, that's how I feel. That shit is not happening.
Yeah, to me it looks like
it's a wrap. It's a wrap for that.
Yeah.
Being real with you, because it's like, bro, as long as that war going on, they probably not even gonna let motherfuckers leave. Not that he gonna want to leave. He ain't gonna want to leave anyway. He said that. So it's a wrap for that. What we got to start thinking about now is Anthony Joshua versus Felipe Hrgovic. That's what we got to start thinking about.
What are the governing bodies going to do about them belts? Are they going to just let them be there and just put a pause on it so
what
that
they'll
Usyk
do,
can have them?
They going to let him hold them shits for right now. That it's right now. They're going to let him hold them shits. But they not going to let him hold them shits forever, bro. They want their sanctioning fees. They trying to do the cool fly shit right now. Like, you see all the celebrities is getting together and singing songs and shit. Like, that's really going to do anything. That's what they doing. So for the time being, they going to ride that wave. But I figure if this shit's still going on by the end of the year, and I hope it's not, like, I really hope that something they could reach a deal or something. But if this shit's still going on and he's still over there and he's still, man, they going make him a champion in recess and redistribute them belts. Remember, Daniel Dubois won Trevor Bryan. Philippe Hrgovic about to fight Zile Zhang by way of the IBF. Dubois and Bryan is the WBA. By way of the WBC, we already seeing that right now with White and Fury. By way of the WBO, Joe Joyce is in position. So you might see a situation where it's 4 heavyweight champions. You might see that. It's the reset button, man.
What about Loma?
Same shit.
I don't think Loma's gonna fight Kambosos.
I don't think everything was looking good for that fight, but he over there, bro. It's a wrap. He over there.
I wonder who this mysterious opponent is.
Watch it be somebody from around the block.
Yeah. I mean, just imagine our surprise if it's actually Devin.
Yo, if it's Devin, that's dope. Like that's shit. That's sick, cool.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping.
But watch it be somebody from around the block. Like, bro, it wasn't ever even gonna be Loma. It's gonna be Campbell Hatton. That's what it's gonna be. It's gonna be motherfucking Kangaroo Jack. They're gonna get a kangaroo with boxing gloves in that shit. It sucks, man. Anyway, I'm going to take a nap, bro. I'm fucking sleepy, y'all. I was trying to debate this guy. He gonna pull his bullshit. Want my tuxedo. Gonna pull his bullshit. Gentlemen, I'll see y'all on the next live. I'm fucking sleepy.
Peace, man.
Always a pleasure. Y'all take care.
Man.
Nos vemos.